won't stop till I hear him say,
Warning: the information that we convey in these videos and the content on this page simply provides general consumer information. It is not legal advice or regulatory guidance. It is not intended to sway your personal bias in any way. We are simply just relaying information already available to the general public. We highly suggest you do your own research and draft your own opinion on the topics disclosed in this video breakdown. Without further ado, sit back, relax, enjoy this video breakdown, and if you're not already subscribed to the YouTube channel, consider doing so now. Okay, what is going on, CYPRX advanced YouTubers? Welcome back to the CYPRX YouTube page. In today's video breakdown, I'm going to give you guys some short-term XRP price predictions, giving you guys some intraday trading targets. We're going to break down a trade analysis that we placed here. Ladies and gentlemen, with that being said, if you enjoy video breakdowns like this, explaining technical analysis from a higher time frame, top-down analysis, all the way down to the lower time frame perspective, go ahead and smash that thumbs up button and subscribe to the YouTube channel. We do appreciate it. Hopefully you all learned something. Key takeaways on how it is that we approach the markets here at CYPRX, utilizing a logical perspective, realistic expectations from the market, and having intraday trading targets has allowed us to have a successful year in 2022. While everybody has been suffering from this bear market, we have been utilizing XRP for what it's meant for, trading it as a currency in the form of day trading opportunities and the form of buy and sell positions, ladies and gentlemen. If you want to learn how to do that from a more advanced perspective, the link for the mentorship program is always in the description down below. You can always reach out to me via email, schedule a Zoom call, and ask any questions that you may have. With that being said, let's jump in. Okay, so higher time frame analysis. You always, when you're taking an intraday trading approach for scalp or intraday trading positions, this is not a swing position. This is not a buy and hold strategy, ladies and gentlemen. Okay, this is for intraday trading positions. That means you're in and out of the market within a day or within a few days in the market. Okay, or even scalp positions, you're in and out of the market within an hour or a couple of minutes. Okay, so with that being said, the top-down analysis. Okay, you always want to get your higher time frame analysis to be trading in tandem with the higher time frame. Understand that as a scalper and an intraday trader will allow you to, in my personal opinion, again, pull way more profits than as if you were trading against the trend. Okay, so top-down analysis on XRP with this price action that we have here. This is on the hourly chart. I don't really go any higher than the hourly chart. If I'm looking for intraday trading positions, I like to trade in tandem with what the hourly time frame is telling me. And as of right now, if we hold above 37 cents, you guys can jot these psychological levels down. As long as we hold above 37 cents, in my personal opinion, we are bullish on XRP temporarily. Why? Because the last higher time frame, i.e. the hourly chart, which is what we're looking at, held a bullish leg or pushed bullish above 37 cents, breaking previous market structure. So you guys can see here, above 37 cents, the banking institutions during Asia, London, and New York session, these three sessions, Asia being green, London being blue, and New York session being red, all placed buy positions that flooded enough liquidity and money into the market to break a previous bearish leg. You guys can see Asia session sold here, London session sold here, and New York session sold here. All of these bears in the market were completely engulfed and overpowered by buyers. We are still operating in this A to B move, in my personal opinion. So as long as we hold above 37 cents, the banking institutions could seek to take buys from a discount from 37 cents. If we were to take our Fibonacci tool again, which is a tool that we utilize here at CYPRX to determine where potential discount is going to be. This is not a price projection tool, ladies and gentlemen. I don't know where these YouTubers or Twitter influencers got their Fibonacci sequence numbers from. Obviously, of course, this magic Fibonacci spiral misconception that floods the market, ladies and gentlemen, but bank and institutionalized traders are not sitting in their offices moving price action based off of Fibonacci sequence numbers. I can tell you that right now. Okay. So utilizing the Fibonacci tool properly, we draw it from the higher low up to the high where the market broke price action structure previously to this bullish leg. And you guys can see that price action right now is hovering in our sweet spot, roughly at around 62 to 100% discount. So with that being said, I personally will be looking for buy positions on XRP as long as we hold above 37 cents and as long as we hold in this higher time frame sweet spot, which is again anywhere between 62 to 100% discount from where the banking institutions bought from previously. Okay, so with that higher time frame perspective in mind, this is how we were able to scale down to the lower time frame to catch intraday trading scalp positions on XRP. Because we want to be trading in tandem with the higher time frame, once price entered into our discount buy positions yesterday when New York session sold off, they tapped right into that discounted area right below 38 cents, and they bought price action before passing price action over to Asia session. You guys can see that price action here. They dumped price down into a discount from where they bought from before. You guys can see these two New York sessions here and here. Okay. And then they bought and passed price action over to Asia session. Asia session did the same thing. They wanted a discount. So they sold from highs, dropped price down into discount from where they bought from previous. And then they bought price action as well before passing price action over to London session. London session did the same thing, ladies and gentlemen. They pushed price action down into discount from where they previously bought from before, and they bought price action heading back over into this current New York session. I'm going to go over my take profit areas. I'm going to go over my stop loss. I'm also going to go over my take profit too. I'm going to go over when it is that we moved our stop loss to break even and we took partials from this trade. I'm going to go over on the fractal nature of things, i.e. the 5-minute chart, our entry criteria. But before we do that, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to show you guys that I've been telling you all that if we hold, again, this is a tweet that I put out on December 7th, so almost a week ago, or as of today, it'll be a week ago. I said XRP needs to sustain a bullish hold above 38 cents to keep the bulls interested. Eyes on. 44 cents to 48 cents intraday targets, if we hold above, still remain. If we close bearish below these levels, i.e., I'm going to update you guys with these targets today, 38 and 37 cents. If we close bearish below these levels with momentum at any moment, be ready for a dump back down into the low 30-cent areas, maybe even 29 to 25 cents. Ladies and gentlemen, we will see those price targets come into fruition, in my personal opinion, before new all-time highs come into place. However, we just cannot pinpoint when that is going to happen. Most likely, if Bitcoin follows suit and dumps below $15,000, XRP is going to follow suit and these bearish targets will come into fruition. We are intraday traders here at CYPRX. That means that we update our price analysis on a weekly and daily basis. With that being said, if you guys don't follow me on Twitter, make sure that you do, and I will give you guys weekly updates, at least bi-weekly updates on XRP price targets. Okay. So with that being said, you guys can see that I've been bullish above 38 cents for quite some time. So that also falls into play with this trading analysis. Now that you guys have my higher time frame analysis, you guys can see that I'm bullish because of this previous bullish leg that we've printed on XRP, breaking a previous market structure, engulfing all of this bearish price action. Okay. We had a nice dump down into discounted areas from the news that came out yesterday surrounding the United States dollar, which gave the US dollar temporary strength. With that being said, now that we know all those things, higher time frames bullish. We saw previous banking institutions, i.e. Asia, you guys can see here, buying from a discount from where they bought from previous, i.e. this blue line, this blue box. Remember, we had annotated this based off of our Fibonacci sequence, okay, from where banking institutions bought from at 37 cents previously. So with that being said, we can now delete this blue box. We know that if we're entering into this blue box, we're at least at 62% discount. We're on the higher time frame. That is a green light here at CYPRX for us to take a sound risk to reward trade. But what do we want to see before we do that? On the lower time frame, coming into the New York session, we want to see a liquidity trap and a sweep of liquidity, okay? Or a fractal break in structure. So something like this, right? We want to see the market makers, i.e. higher time frame is bullish, okay? So we have our points of interest. How do we collect up our points of interest, ladies and gentlemen? We take previous areas of interest where banking institutions bought from. We highlight from the candlestick bodies down to the wick. So we're New York session traders. We're going to go ahead and take New York session candlestick bodies down to the wick and extend that over to the right-hand side. We want to be in at least 62% discount of this general vicinity. And you guys can see, taking our Fibonacci tool from the low where New York session bought from up to the high. Let's just adjust this real fast. We're on the 5-minute chart, so it's a little bit fractal. Okay, up to the high, right? You guys can see that price action is roughly at around 79% to 70% discount from where they bought from previous. Okay, so now that we know that fractally, we can scale down to the lower time frame. We can gather our points of interest, and we can be buyers from these potential areas, also above 38-cent psychological levels. Remember, on XRP, you want to be looking at the 00s, the 25s, the 50s, the 75s, and the 00s because we are trading up against the United States dollar. So once we have our point of interest, okay, I'm just going to draw and annotate for you guys real fast. We have higher time frame bias is bullish. What we want to see is the market makers over to the left-hand side create a market structure, bearish market structure, bullish market structure, break that, which we've seen on the higher time frame. This is the hourly price action. Then on the lower time frame, we want to see the market makers pull back into a discount from where they bought from previous, which is this area here. And we want to see them set up a liquidity trap in the form of a retail trading pattern. Now, retail trading patterns come in the form of trendline liquidity, equal highs, okay, retail resistance, something of that nature. Then we want to see the market maker set a low in the market, violate that low, break previous market structure fractally, taking out all of that retail money from people that are selling resistance or selling trend lines, whatever the case may be, showing us that bulls are still in control of this market, failing to break the previous market structure, and showing buy momentum at psychological levels or discounted areas where they bought from previous. Once this price action happens and we get a grab a liquidity beneath lows, a fractal break a structure above highs, we can then fractally take our Fibonacci from the low to the high that broke market structure. And as CYPRX traders, we can wait for a potential pullback into fractal discounted price from 62 to 100% discount, putting our stops below the manipulation and look to take price higher. So this is what it would potentially look like. A pullback fractally down at the discount. We know that the banking institutions cannot just facilitate one order. They must add to their overall manipulative order. And then we look to take price higher. This is the exact price action that we caught today on XRP, ladies and gentlemen. Again, being patient and waiting for manipulation to play out, waiting for price action to come into our point of interest, not being impulsive traders, and instead being reactive to what the market makers are telling us they want to do. Okay, so many individuals come into this market and try and attempt to force their bias onto the market, and that is the wrong thing to do. You want to be attempting to trade with the market makers and with the directional order flow of whatever the market makers are trading. And for this scenario, again, this is our personal bias on a top-down analysis from the hourly to the 5-minute. We are bullish. So with that being said, okay, now I'm going to take your attention now that you have my higher time frame analysis, you have what it is that we were looking for coming into this New York session in the form of structure. I'm going to show you guys exactly how we were able to catch this move, okay? So remember I said to you all that we want to see a retail trading trap. We'll look at this price action right here. People will say that all I'm doing is hindsight testing. That is incorrect, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this price action. Before New York session opened, this is the price action that you would have had to analyze coming into this New York session. And as you can see, right, we see that the market makers during London session did exactly what I just said. They set up a liquidity trap. This is the London session manipulation window, ladies and gentlemen. I'm not going to go into specific details via times because that is specifically for the CYPRX students. However, I will give you a general area on where the manipulation window exists, and that is right here. You guys can see that they set up a retail trap above highs. They set a trap beneath lows, and they set an intermediary high right here. The market makers tanked price to give themselves discount from where Asia session bought from. You guys can see that London session simply bought from where Asia session bought from. If we highlight from the candlestick bodies down to the wick and extend that over, you guys can see that London session bought from a discount right where Asia session bought from at the psychological level 37800. Okay, just to round that off, right? We know that the banking institutions like to move in psychological levels. Now, what's significant about this price action, ladies and gentlemen? Two things. The first thing being that the market makers created a higher low after they swept liquidity. So again, remember, pay attention. If you've lost track so far, we're looking for a sweep of liquidity and a retail trap above highs as a reason as to why, as retail traders, we on the opposite side of things can take price higher. We need to have a logical explanation as to why the market makers are going to target an area. So you guys can see fractally, the market makers liquidated this low, and then they came back, they created a higher low after the sweep of liquidity, which is right here, that took price higher and broke this market structure. Okay, so you guys can see these candlestick bodies took out these candlestick bodies. So now we have bulls are back in control. All of this bearish price action, we have a low, lower high, lower low. This was a manipulative move during the London session manipulation window, has been completely engulfed, and we've created a bullish order flow pattern. Intermediary high, higher low, higher high formation that breaks and engulfs previous bearish market structure. Okay, so remember, higher time frame is bullish. Now we are seeing bullish order flow on the fractal nature of things, which is what? The London session buying at a discount from where Asia session bought from. Okay, we are seeing fractal manipulation in the form of lows being violated, higher lows being created in the market that are leading to higher high structure formations fractally. Okay, so now as CYPRX traders during New York session, we have 2 points of interest that we can be bullish above or be buyers above and wait for a discounted pullback. Not only that, but what else are we going to be looking for that I just mentioned to you all? Another retail trap for a reason as to why we could take price higher, while keeping in mind that we are bullish above 38 cents on the higher time frame, ladies and gentlemen. So now, with that being said, we have one area of interest, which is where Asia session bought from. Okay. The second area of interest we want to identify is the area of interest where London session bought from. Well, where did London session buy from? They injected liquidity into the market or money into the market and bought price action not once, but twice right here after manipulating price and before passing price action over to New York session. Let me show you guys what I mean by that. This was a manipulative move during their manipulation window to give themselves discount. They then created a higher low and added to their original position, which solidifies what it is that I attempt to teach you guys here, that the market makers like to add to their overall manipulative position, okay? One order here that leads to a market breaking structure. They then pull price action back, and right before they pass price action over to New York session, they add another order to a discount from where they bought from after they manipulated price. As you guys can see, they then pass price action over to New York session. The market makers, and when I say market makers, by the way, ladies and gentlemen, it's not just institutions. It could be whales. It's whoever has more money than you and myself. And once you understand that, you'll stop asking who these market makers are because it doesn't realistically matter. You know that in the back of your mind, they're the people that have the amount of money to manipulate price action. And I'm trying and attempting to show you guys how they do that. So now we'll take this manipulation window from London session, if you're still following along, and we'll drag it over to where the New York session manipulation window starts. Well, what do we see about this New York session manipulation window starting to formulate above highs? A retail double pattern formation, ladies and gentlemen, where we can assume that during the manipulation window, what exists above these highs? Retail resistance traders. They are taught by their magic gurus that charge them thousands of dollars for some retail trading guru course that teaches you retail methodologies that you can find for free on Baby Pips to sell when you see these resistance levels. Okay. First of all, bank and institutionalized traders that move massive amounts of money do not trade support resistance methodologies. They trade from psychological levels and they trade based off of time. Bank and institutionalized traders do not trade any of these retail methodologies, ladies and gentlemen. That should really smack you in the face and get you to wake up and realize that the majority of the information pushed out to the general public on the YouTube space and Twitter space is bullcrap. Okay. So with that being said, as CYPRX traders, we trade against retail. So watch what happens as soon as New York session opens. They create a retail resistance pattern above highs where we can imagine over leveraged retail resistance traders are taking some type of short position because their magic guru told them to sell from resistance, right? So they're selling from these highs here with leverage. They're selling from these highs here with leverage. Now, we also have people that are going to be interested in buying price action above these highs with buy stops. So the market makers during the manipulative window, during New York session, set up a retail trap. We know, based off of sound CYPRX confluences, that bank and institutions are buying above these levels. Asia session bought from this level, London session bought from this level. So we have points of interest. Now we can take our Fibonacci from where London session bought from the low to the high. Again, remember, why are we picking this high? Because this high is the high that broke a previous market structure or a previous bearish leg, right? We're extending that over to the right-hand side. We know that bank and institutions are not going to buy from a high. Well, look at where New York session opens at, ladies and gentlemen. They open directly at a high. We wait, we sit on our hands. We wait for price action to break out of the manipulation window before we execute trades here at CYPRX, and it does exactly that. It drops straight into our point of interest, and I'll play price action out, okay? Drops straight into our point of interest. Again, we're looking to buy at a discount from where bank and institutions during London session bought from. Our point of interest is tapped exactly where bank and institutions bought from during London session after manipulating price action. We entered ourselves a position into the market. Now let me clear all this up for you guys. So now that we're entered into a position, let's talk about stop loss. Let's talk about take profit, and let's talk about risk to reward ratio. All right. So first of all, our stop loss, or at least here at CYPRX, what we attempt to do is we attempt to put our stop loss, if we're in a buy position, beneath the higher low where bank and institutions bought from previous. Why? Because if this low is violated, that then invalidates our bullish thesis, and the market makers are then making a new lower low in the market, right? Kind of logic in a sense, right? When you think about it, if the market makers made a new structural low point in comparison to this, then this would be a break of market structure, right? So with that being said, in our minds, as long as we hold above this, we are bullish. That signifies to us a safe place for us to put our stop loss. So my stop loss for this trade was beneath this higher low that London session created, because anything below that would invalidate this bullish thesis. Now, take profit areas. Again, you want to set yourself sound and logical take profit areas. So our take profit one for this trade, which was smashed, was that retail resistance level that was set up during the manipulative window during New York session. You guys can see here our take profit one above these equal highs or retail resistance, and that take profit one was smashed. Okay. As soon as that take profit one was smashed, that was a 1-to-2 risk to reward ratio for us. We took 50% of this trade off the table. We still have another 50% of this trade running on the table. Our stop loss is now moved to break even. I try and attempt to teach the students and you all here on the YouTube space that once a market structural high is violated or an area where retail liquidity exists, you have to take profit, ladies and gentlemen. Do not be greedy. Do not overhold your trades. Make sure that when the market presents capital to you in the form of profit, you take that profit so that way you can grow your capital. People, I see this so often, is they do not take profit because they expect higher price targets. Again, unrealistic expectations from the market. Then the market reverses. It fluctuates around in their stop loss. They gather an ego and they say, oh no, I'm just going to hold this trade. It's going to reverse in my favor. And then it never does. Do not be one of those individuals, or at least attempt to not be one of those individuals. All right. So with that being said, take profit one was smashed. Take profit two, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead. We'll play this price action out. You guys can see right now we are in the live market. Let's go ahead and get rid of this. We have about 4 minutes left on this 5-minute candlestick. We are looking for price action to hold above this 50 EMA. We are not indicator-based traders. However, if this price action holds above the 50 EMA, that will give us a better confluence to hold this trade a little bit longer into potential take profit two. Our take profit two is roughly at around 38.5 cents to come up into engulf all of the sell pressure from yesterday's New York session when we had this massive dump in price action. With that being said, we will be looking to take profit. Why? Because if the market makers are going to sell during New York session, where do you think they're going to sell from? They're going to sell from where other banking institutions sold from, ladies and gentlemen. And that comes in the form of where Asia session sold from here at these highs, which roughly comes in at around 38.5 cents, or from where they sold from during a previous New York session, which comes in roughly at around 39.5 cents above these highs. So those are our bullish targets. This is a simple 1-to-4 risk to reward ratio on XRP. Ladies and gentlemen, if you guys enjoyed this video breakdown, this deep dive on technical analysis, this is barely scratching the surface of the information that I give to the CYPRX students. This is realistically just talking about points of interest with you all, how we identify areas of interest to gather up where we want to be potential buyers from on trading pairs like XRP, from the higher time frame down to the 5-minute time frame, going over structure, going over liquidity grabs, going over manipulation, psychological levels, being patient, waiting for pullbacks, waiting for your chance to react to the market, and not being an impulsive trader is what I'm attempting to get you all to see. When you approach the market with a logical and realistic perspective, ladies and gentlemen, you will most likely come out on top. You guys saw that 2022 should have been a learning curve for you all, not believing bullish moon boys every single day of your life, really understanding what XRP is meant for in the form of trading it as a currency, ladies and gentlemen. Blessings to you all. I hope that you all enjoyed this video breakdown, this deep dive technical analysis. If you did, smash that thumbs up button, subscribe to the YouTube channel. Don't forget to give us a follow on Twitter, where I will be updating you guys most likely next week on Monday with bullish price action targets or bearish price action targets on XRP. With that being said, as always, do your own personal research, be cognizant, be aware, and I will see you guys in the next YouTube video breakdown.
I won't stop till I hear him say